Do you have a prime lens? If you do not have a prime, let me show you how to get the look of f1.8 lens using just a kit lens and any basic editing app. I will be using Elements for this photography tip. This photo was not even planned. I was taking a break with my camera turned off. Always have your camera ready to take any unplanned photographs when you're out shooting wildlife. I had very little time to grab my camera, turn my camera on, and to remove the lens cap. I also had to shoot this in JPEG using auto settings. If I was ready, I would have used RAW and Aperture priority mode. I need to duplicate the image in another layer above the locked background. Make sure you're working on the top layer and add a mask to the image. Make sure you are selected on the top image, not the mask. Let's go to File, Blur to Gaussian Blur. Set the radius amount of pixels. Do not overdo it, because it will look very fake. Click the OK button when you are happy with the blur. Now the whole image is blurred. Time to bring back the details. Select the paintbrush. Make sure your colors are black and white. Set the size of your brush. I prefer a soft edge brush. Make sure you're working on the layer mask. Click on the layer mask. Start painting using black onto the areas that you want in focus. Do your best to make it look natural and to your liking. Before and after. The highlights are a little too bright in some areas. In the toolbox, click on the burn tool. Adjust your exposure, size of your brush and hardness. Make sure you're working on the top layer image, not the masks. I forgot to do this step. I was working on the mask. Because I was working on the layer mask, instead of the image, I had to work on the locked background image also. It's an easy fix but makes you do more work, so it takes you longer to edit your image. Also, I'm using my mouse instead of my Wacom pen and tablet because not everyone has a tablet. They are great to have and use. They really do speed up your work. The image is starting to get there. I want to darken the edges around the image, so I use the vignette effect. I like the look of using the vignette. Try not to use it on every photo you take. I have my vignette effect adjusted to my liking. I am using black vignette for this image. Every time you click on the black button, you will get more darker image around the edges. I clicked on the black button twice. Now I do not need layers anymore, so go to Layer, and on the drop-down menu, click on Flatten Image. I still see some bright highlights that draws my eye off of my main subject in this image. As before, I will use the burn tool to tone down the highlights. Now to add some sharpening. You can use auto sharpening or unsharp mask. You can try both to see the effects they offer, and use the one you like the most. I wanted to add a little more sharpening on the bird's eye, beak and berry. Go to the toolbox, find the sharpen tool. Click onto the sharpen tool, adjust the settings. Then start sharpening. Do not over sharpen the image, because it will look awful. Now your image is complete. A fast prime lens or a fast zoom is nice to have, but the price may be out of your range right now. You can get good results with the help of a digital editing app. A kit lens just do not have the sharpness quality that a fast zoom or prime lens. That being said, you can still get the wide aperture look using an editing app. Thank you for watching this how to add blur to fake a wide aperture. You can do this with any image that has too much depth of field.